Good afternoon, everybody, on this lovely warm afternoon. Thank you and welcome to today's webinar. My name's Jane Nikolic, and I am the Vocational Sales Representative here at Cengage. With me today is my colleague Roxanne Watts, and she is our Digital Solutions Consultant, part of the Digital Solutions team. Just to give you a little bit of information with regards to both of us, I've been with Cengage for around 10 months. I deal with the vocational titles, which is part of our higher educational portfolio of textbooks and digital resources. I predominantly work in the FE field and have possibly met some of you at recent events and network meetings. I would like to introduce Roxanne Watts. She is, as I said, a member of our Digital Solutions team. She is very much involved with the deployment side of the resource, as well as assisting with any questions or queries with regards to learning paths. So she is on hand here today to answer any questions in the chat room. Before we go any further, I just wanted to talk about the agenda for the day. So we're going to kind of discuss any needs that you have for a digital solution of beauty therapy and what your key points are for that. And then we'll run through a small live demo of Mindtap and discuss how it may support your needs. I just wanted to make sure initially that everything is working okay. If it is, I see that Roxanne's typing away, so I'm assuming that everybody can hear me okay. Fantastic. Another question I wanted to ask is if you could confirm if this is a good time for you as a webinar. We're trying to arrange a strategic time to ensure that lecturers and heads of departments can log on to webinars and have a listen to what we have to say with regards to supporting your teaching in the classroom. I wonder whether this was a good time, or if you could pop in the chat room any times that you feel would be a better time to do something like this. Okay, the aim of today, thank you for your comments. The aim of today is to discuss how Mindtap for beauty therapy, our digital resource, can meet the needs of both your students in the classroom, out of the classroom for revision, and obviously for you as lecturers. What we'd like to do is run through some of the main features and benefits of this and see how it can assist with you. So, what is Mindtap? Mindtap is a platform that Cengage, as a global organisation, have just under 800 of. This is the first time we have created a Mindtap for the vocational market in the UK. There are many for our Milady titles in the US. We have worked very closely with our author Lorraine Nordman, as well as VTCT, the qualification organisation, to ensure that the Mindtap resource aligns with the technical qualifications, the new and up and coming running technical qualifications. It's a platform that can be accessed on your VLE or via the internet. It helps because it plans your course in one place, and it also lets students and lecturers be able to be supported through the whole learning journey. Before we start looking into the tool a little bit more, through our research, we have found that many beauty therapy lecturers have highlighted 4 kind of key areas of value. One being tracking students' progress and their engagement with any kind of resource. The accessibility of it with regards to different types of learning styles. Obviously, each student will learn in a different way. The flexibility, not only to be able to map to the qualifications, but also to be able to amend and add to the resources as required. As I said, before we go any further, if you would like to pop any additional questions that you can think of that you'd like to know about with regards to a digital resource, and then we can try and address that as we go through the demonstration. Okay, thank you very much. Now, to elaborate a little bit with regards to this, as I've mentioned, the VTCT have worked very closely with us with regards to our Mindtap for Beauty Therapy Level 2 and 3 resource, as has Lorraine Nordman. The resource is mapped to the new revised VTCT technical qualifications for Level 2 and for Level 3. What's really great about the resource is everything is easy to access and all in one place. What you will find as well that although it is mapped to the technical qualifications, a lot of colleges are actually adopting the resource because at the end of the day, as Lorraine Nordman has had a conversation with myself and our list manager Virginia Thorpe about, is that a manicure is a manicure, a pedicure is a pedicure, a massage is a massage. The fundamentals are the same, but depending on the region will make a difference with regards to how you would deliver the training and obviously the products that you use as well. What's really important about Mindtap is that it engages students in this critical thinking, which you can then track their progress and their engagement within the tool. And also with regards to discussing reflection, the ability to be able to actually amend and change the resources around and add your own to it obviously provides a lovely flexible resource when you're looking at your schemes of work and how we can move the product forward for you. So how does Mindtap do this? So let's just have a little look at the resource and see if we can cover everything that you've talked to us about. There will be an awful lot to cover within the Mindtap tool. So I hope everybody can see my screen okay. I'll just get my little mouse around. Fantastic. There is an awful lot to cover, as I said, with regards to the Mindtap tool, because it covers level 2 and level 3 and the vastness of the resources in here. So I wanted to try and give you a snapshot today of the resource as to how it may assist you with your learning journey at school, and obviously ensuring that the students have the support that they need in and outside the classroom. As I said, if you have any questions, please do try and pop them in the chat room as we go, and we'll either answer them as we go or we will answer them at the end. There will be the opportunity for you to pop your email in if you would like some further information and a little bit more of an in-depth demo from myself later on. Okay, so to start with, let's have a look at some of the resources. So this is the home page that you will see as a lecturer or a student when you log on to the Mindtap resource. There are 3 different views. If we have a look initially at the unit view, what you can find is there are the core modules of the resource here for level 2. And I will do the same thing for level 3 for you. Okay, there are 3 views, as I've said. This is the unit view. Within the unit view, you can actually drill down and look into every single resource within the Mindtap tool and be able to look at access activities from it. The idea is that you utilise it and work it alongside, and many colleges have said, their scheme of work. So you can actually highlight, and this view here, the Date Manager view, you can actually highlight specific resources within here. As you can see here, I have just highlighted one learning objective here, and you can choose the date that you would like the resource to be seen by the students. So theoretically, you're assigning them homework. The students will then be able to see this in this view here, which is the week view. You can see here in week 6, the students have got some homework that they need to do. They would simply click on it by accessing it through either their Moodle or the internet, and it will take you specifically through to the resource. What I'm going to do now, if it's okay with you, is I'm just going to run through a few of the different activities within the resource so it can give you an idea of how it addresses different learning styles, as well as feedback facilities within the resource. So this is a matching activity. What students have to do is look at the key terms And within that matching activity, they will be able to actually check their work and see here that there's some feedback for them. So it gives them the feedback that either it's an incorrect pair or a correct pair of answers. So they can very simply click away and re-add the correct answer. So that's one level of feedback for you. If we go back in to the unit view, I'd like to show you some of the resources in the anatomy and physiology module. As you can see, the resource actually maps the VTCT technical qualification. However, if you decided you are still running in V or VRQs this year, you can simply hide, and you can see this is now hidden from the students so they won't see that piece of information. You can do that with any part of this resource. You can also use a pencil in order to edit and amend. If we have a look in this learning objective 1, you can see that there are different types of icons on the left hand side. Every learning objective has a pre and a post learning multiple choice quiz. As I said, we've gone into anatomy and physiology. I'll show you within this resource how the feedback works. So as you can see, the students have a number of multiple choice questions here. They click on their answer and they check their work. It tells you straight away that actually it's incorrect, and it gives the student a different level of feedback. So it gives them an answer. For those students that need to be stretched a little bit further, we'll have a look at some of the drag and drop games. So our drag and drop games, there are a number in anatomy and physiology. Actually cover, I wanted to show you some images so you can see the kind of images. What's nice about the images is they actually do work alongside the textbook, so there are some standardization and consistency here. Just to show you a little bit. Students have to drag and drop the answers in. It tells me it's incorrect. It doesn't give me any more further information than that, so the students have to have the grit and determination to have another go, or go back and do some revision, as I quite clearly need to. I mentioned adding resources to the Mindtap digital resource. So how we would do that is you can actually add anything you like to the resource. So for example, if you have something, a web video that students use an awful lot of, you use it in the classroom already, you feel that it's engaging to them. I'm going to look at one for a cell image, just to give you an idea of how easy it is to attach it. So I'm going to attach this 4D. I'm going to ask the students to watch it. And then I can actually choose where I'd like it to go. So I'm going to pop it in a little file that I've made at the bottom here called Makeup, just so that you can see where it goes. You can see here I've added a number of videos, but you can add them anywhere in the learning style. You have a little play button and it takes you directly through to an extension of the resource. I'm going to show you a little bit of the snapshots of reading that we've taken from the Lorraine Norman Level 2 and Level 3 textbooks. I think it's important again for standardisation to see how they actually work. So you can see here there's an anatomical terminology snapshot of reading here. Students can actually access the chapters that are relevant to the learning path over here as well, and I'll run that in greater detail shortly. So as you can see, there are snapshots of reading. I'll just want to go down so that you can see some images within here. Students can actually increase, decrease the font size. They can bookmark pages. There is also a read speak facility over here where students can increase or decrease the reading speed and have the voice in male or female. Lecturers can actually add their own resources in here, but it won't work within the progress application. So supporting learners with regards to their revision, you can see that I've highlighted some things here. Anything that's highlighted or bookmarked goes into this wonderful study hub over here. So the study hub actually provides students with the opportunity to, if they're struggling with something, be able to look back at it. Also, if lecturers feel that it's of importance, they can actually bookmark or highlight relevant pages, and it will take you directly through to that page. So again, great for end of module testing as well as revision. One thing that we did talk about as well was adding your own videos, and I'll briefly just show you how to do that via the My Content app. You can upload your own resources through Google Drive. So again, looking at your flexibility and moving the students forward with resources. If you wanted to add your own additional, you can even upload or capture your own videos. For example, I have a college that's adopting in September who are creating their own videos over the summer, and they want to add them to the learning path. You can do it directly from your laptop if it has a camera. So that's a brief overview with regards to the actual resources. Now, we talked about a progress app over here. So I wanted to show you, again, it's all in one place so it's easy for the lecturer to see. The progress app actually provides lecturers with a complete overview of every single resource that is in the tool. There are around 2,500 resources within the Mindtap tool. They can drill down into their analytics and have a look at an overview, apologies, while it loads, of student engagement, how long they've spent on the course and the activities accessed. You can see here in the engagement screen that Roxanne has spent 4 minutes in the resource with a 35% average grade. And Victoria Locke is doing slightly better. What's great about it is you can drill down to your students and you can see the ones that aren't engaging, so they can have a little move along, as well as the students that are really engaging with the resource. You can again look at this through the time of the course as well as the activities access, and you've got a lovely average line here so you can see the average of the class. You can drill down even further and we can look at students against each other. You can expand those grades, and you can look across the whole of the learning journey and see how the students are comparing to each other. This can be exported as well directly from the resource. You can look at additional information for each of the students in turn, and it will provide you an overview of what each of the individual students have covered as well. There are some manually graded resources in here, so students have the opportunity to write says an M here, write some short answers or long answers to essay questions, and then the lecturers can use it as reflection and comment on those for the students. So I've mentioned everything being in one place a number of times, and apologies for that. I wanted to talk about the additional apps here that we have. We have a search option, and if I go back to the modules so that you can see them at the same time. So we have a search option here. We have a dictionary. So lecturers can very easily use it, and students for key terms. There's a glossary, again, of key terms, which are so important within a vocation. There is a link to a page for ePortfolio system, which is a generic one. If you'd like to know more information about that, please by all means add some details in the chat room with regards to that. The full book here is actually the core chapters that are relevant to the core modules from the Lorraine Norman Level 2 and Level 3 textbooks. Students can very simply click on it and navigate through it, make their notes and highlights if they need to. We've discussed the Progress app and the Study Hub, the Read Speak facility here. Cengage now provides the opportunity for lecturers to use the resources that are within the tool and create their own homework pieces. There is the option of a notebook here. We'll have a look at some flashcards. Let's go into a specific chapter so you can have a look at some flashcards. So students are able to view these flashcards on typical, the chapter that I want to go into and it hasn't got them, apologies. Students are able to run their flashcards on both the laptop as well as their mobile phone application. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. The other resource that I think is great within this tool is that the students will be able to have the support of their lecturer at the click of a button, and also have peer-to-peer support, which I think is very important, especially at this age. What lecturers can do is they can actually create a yard, link it to the relevant course and add their students. Once the yard is created, you can actually have an inbox where students can contact yourself as well as each other just to check if they, even though the homework will be assigned by the Mindtap digital resource, if they needed some assistance with homework. They can link this via their Facebook, Twitter or Instagram account as well as a secure forum, so that it will come up as a private group. Okay, so if we go back to the beginning here, and I'm going to just go back to the slides. We'll answer any further questions that we have at the end, if that's okay, if you'd like to time them in, and we'll just re-clarify and double check that we have covered everything for you. We can always go back. To give you an idea with regards to compatibility, Mindtap can be integrated into your learning management system if you have one at your college or institution, Moodle or Blackboard and others. You can also access it via the internet if you're a private training provider and don't have a learning management system. It is compatible with PCs, laptops, tablets, iPads with the Puffing app. There is a mobile application here, which, as we know, in the target audience that we're talking about, I should imagine will be highly beneficial. Students should be able to access the ebook content from there. They can look at their flashcards, they can practice quizzes, they can check what homework they have, as well as looking at course notifications, so they can have a brief look and see how they're engaging with things as well, which I think is very important. So, in a nutshell, Mindtap can be used as a standalone product to ensure that students are able to access all the resources that they require in order to support them in the classroom with their practical assessments. That can be used as a blended solution as well. So not only do we have Mindtap as a digital resource, we have textbooks, our Lorraine Nordman textbooks, as well as other textbooks that we can assist with your learning in the classroom. Mindtap really is a resource that will keep everything in one place for you as a lecturer, having the fundamentals in there and only being able to add resources, as well as having an engagement tracker in there so that you can monitor your students' engagement. Just provides you with a one-stop shop really of resources to be able to access. So moving forward, if there is anything that you would like to know about Mindtap digital resource or any of our resources in the higher education or further education sector, please do not hesitate to give me a call or an email. I am on hand to be able to help with any kind of query at all. Roxanne Watts, who is a member of the Digital Solutions team, she is here throughout your learning journey should you decide to deploy Mindtap for your students. She will help through deployment, ensuring that the links are all set up correctly and test things for you. We'll be able to provide support with slides for lecturers and students, and we'll touch base with you throughout the year to ensure that everything is running as smoothly as possible for you. There will be the opportunity later in the year, we may run another one of these webinars should you wish any of your team members to be involved. Obviously, if you would like to contact us with any further details, you're more than welcome to do that, either by popping your name in the chat room or emailing Roxanne or myself directly. There will also be a number of webinars in September, October and November with regards to additional training for the Mindtap resource. Hopefully we should have recorded this webinar today as well, so if you would like a link to this to play back to your colleagues or team members, please do let us know. Finally, I just wanted to double check that we have covered everything that you require in our webinar session today. Roxanne is nodding at me, so I'm hoping that we have. I just want to thank you very much for your time today. If you feel there is any feedback that you would like to send to us, please do not hesitate to do so in the chat room. I'll leave it open for a little while. And get in contact if you need any further information. Thank you very much again for your time.